Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great day. Thank you for taking time to listen to the Food Safety Net catch-up, our town hall. I apologize it can't be in person and such, but hopefully we can give you some information and answer some of your questions. For those who don't know me, I'm John Bellinger, the CEO. My wife Jean and I founded the company in 1994. To start off, if you have any additional questions, please send them to Jackie. Jackie, where do you want them sent to?
So if you just use the chat within Zoom, you can type in your questions and we'll be sure to answer them.
Thank you, Jackie. So any and all questions, guys. I'm really very transparent. I don't have anything to hide. We really want to help you understand and us to understand your needs and questions. So I got a lot of stuff today, so let's see if we can hit it and get through, be finished in less than an hour. Let's talk about COVID first. The good news is we're progressing. The vaccines are progressing. We have a lot of employees that have been vaccinated, so we're making a lot of progress. We are going to keep the protocol as is with mask in our color-coded scenario for a period of time. There's certainly still some areas that are hot, and so the protocol is as is. There's many states like Texas and Mississippi and Wyoming that have reduced the mandatory mask scenario, and that's up to you as an individual. It's not. It's giving you as an individual the decision to make versus the state mandating it. So, but we are going to keep it in place, and the only thing that we may amend our protocol with COVID is how many people get vaccinated in the lab. What percentage of people are vaccinated in the lab? So we're going to amend protocol over the next few weeks, and that's going to be part of the color-coded COVID protocol. Is if you have a high percentage of vaccinated employees, you're going to have more freedom, and vice versa. And it's up to you if you want to get vaccinated or not. We totally respect if you don't, but we certainly encourage you if you feel appropriate. And feel free to send in any questions on COVID that you might have. Just looking, last year we guys did a phenomenal job, as I said in the last town hall. I believe it was in December. In 2020 with COVID. It started off as a rough year this year. I mean, March is doing better. February was very difficult due to the storms. We had so many of our customers just shut down the full week in February that was due to ice and snow, and Texas was totally shut down, and many other states. So we're a little behind our budget, but we'll catch up. There's no doubt in my mind. March is looking better, but February was difficult. We've got some new accounts coming. We picked up Dole Produce, and those of you guys seen the brand Dole in many supermarkets most of our lives. A really, really high-profile produce company. Jeff Carpenter and team have done a wonderful job getting Dole, and they're being onboarded this week. Guys, that's a huge coup to get that and take it away from one of our competitors. We are in the brand protection business. Yeah, we're in the food safety business, but we are in the brand protection business. And when someone like Dole or Cargill or Schreiber allows you to do their food safety, it's an incredible trust on their part, because one little slip by us can destroy their brand or certainly affect their brand. So it's a huge compliment that we were able to obtain Dole, and thanks to you guys for driving our reputation in the industry, because that's what it's all about. If you have a great reputation, Dole's going to give you the business. If you don't, you're not even eligible for Dole. Another one, American Foods Group. It looks like we will be obtaining more of their business. We have their Green Bay business. It looks like we're going to be obtaining their Minnesota and Nebraska business. It's tentative, but it looks very good. I will be in Minnesota on Monday and Tuesday looking at facilities. If everything goes well, we will be opening a Minneapolis or Northwest Minneapolis laboratory over the next 90 days. So that's a real positive thing. AFG's been a great partner of ours. We know the beef slaughter industry well. That's mostly what they do. And it's going to be a great partnership and a great set of people to work with at AFG. On a sad note, we lost an account called Gill's Onions, one of our larger accounts in LA. And guys, they just, one of the challenges in this business is communication. And we failed to communicate properly, and it's difficult. I really take it emotionally when we lose an account, and I'm going to personally try to go get this one, work on it too, along with our sales team. But we have to continue to monitor our existing accounts. Are they happy? And one thing I tried to implement, and I don't think we're doing as much as we should be doing, is when you guys get off when you're about to exit the telephone with the customer, or you're about to exit an email, end an email, please ask them, what else can we do for you? How are we doing? What else can we do for you? And, people like Gill's Onions, if you bring that up in others, and I've seen it so many times where, you never asked me, the customer says, you never asked me really what I wanted, so I went ahead and went to the other lab. If you would have asked me, I'd have told you, you've made too many mistakes, or the price on this item is too high, or whatever it might be. Or, hey, I got competition. Your competition's coming in here, and, I don't want to leave you, but, you're 5% high. So continue to ask our customers, how can we do better? What else can we do for you? And please send that up the ladder when you get that information so that we can all communicate and strive for perfection, strive for communication. Another item, our partnership with our lab, Cierto es Seguro, is doing very well. My Spanish needs to be improved, but we have a great set of partners in Irapuato, Mexico, and really excited. They were up here, Carlos and Minerva Gonzalez were up here, husband and wife team, a few weeks ago. Had an incredible 2 days of meetings, and we're off to the races with these guys. And we hope to open our second location in Mexico, in Monterrey, sometime late this year. But it's going really well, and such a great group of people to have our second international laboratory with. Other expansions and things going on. We just recently opened up the new Green Bay laboratory, a very long time coming, and a beautiful facility. I don't know, about 23,000 square feet, more or less, and with a large training room and lots of room within the lab. And thank you guys in Green Bay for being patient to get to this step. I think it's going to drive more revenue. I think we're going to have a lot more business. It was difficult to give any customer a tour of the prior lab, and we got our money's worth out of that building. And now we're on to filling up the new Green Bay lab. And we'll be having a grand opening session and seminar for existing and new customers sometime, I believe, in May, and looking forward to that. We just purchased a building in Utah, and Tim Santee will be there next week to lay out the new lab. It'll be a 16,000 square foot laboratory in Logan, Utah. Logan is a wonderful town where Utah State is. Never been to Logan prior to us picking up the JBS business, and it's one of my favorites. Just a wonderful group of people, and just a great place to do business. And so we'll have JBS and Schreiber and many other accounts as we open up that laboratory. It'll take at least 9 months to get it up and running, but that's on course. The San Antonio lab, we are continuing to look at our Redland Road location. We are going to meet with the contractor next week. I've met with him a couple times. Tim's met with him. We got several things to work out, logistics and such, and design. But we're making progress there, and we hope that we can move forward on that. That we've found a way to make it a lot more cost effective than what we were looking at last year. So we're hoping to make those numbers work for both Lab Plus, Chemistry, and San Antonio Micro. Okay, let's talk a little bit about where we're headed on existing customers and increased testing. Salmonella is a hot topic for many, many years. As we know, E. coli 0157H7 is an adulterant, as is Listeria, but Salmonella is technically not an adulterant. According to the North American Meat Institute, at a technical meeting in January that Gene and I went to, the word is it's not when, it's going to happen. It's not if, it's when, excuse me. And Salmonella will become an adulterant under the Biden administration. They have not selected the new Undersecretary for Food Safety at FSIS, at USDA, but once that happens, there's a good chance that Salmonella is going to become an adulterant. It's good news, it's bad news. It's not good news for the industry. It's a very, very difficult pathogen to manage. Will we have some more testing? Most likely. But that's not always good, because if there's too much testing, some companies will just take it in-house because it's just way too much and they don't want to outsource it. So there is a balance. I hope it's a reasonable situation for our customers and such, but it does look like Salmonella is going to become an adulterant. Another thing that's happening in Washington is FSIS, the Food Safety Inspection Service under USDA, who does all the meat and poultry inspection. They're developing a lab accreditation program, and we worked with them for many years and helping guide them on what we felt should be done. And because we want a higher level of transparency, we want a higher level of accreditation. 17025, ISO 17025 is good, but it's not enough. You can still have lots of problems in a lab and be ISO 17025 accredited. So our hope is that this new lab accreditation by FSIS will be a further level, a higher level, and some of the labs that don't focus on quality as much as we do are going to be sorted out, and some of these in-house labs will have challenges, and it'll take us to another level, because we will apply for the FSIS lab accreditation for all of our laboratories. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, we currently have 19 laboratories around the country, and there are 5 sections of food safety net services, microbiology being by far the biggest, chemistry, auditing, Lab Plus, Lab Plus is our research and development, challenge studies, validation studies, etc., and education, where we're teaching all types of different food safety courses. Those are the 5 areas of food safety net services. A little bit on marketing. Rosemary Masaccio came on board, about 4 months ago. and Rosemary has done an incredible job, guys. We have never had a marketing department and a marketing person like Rosemary. So we're seeing the results of her efforts, getting our website properly set up, getting our search engine set up. You know, the simplicity of today, there's a lot of companies that are not doing enough food safety testing and lab testing. And so they got to be able to find us quickly on the internet. And Rosemary's doing a great job of getting that set up, new print materials and such. So really grateful for all that she's doing to take us to another level. You know, one other thing, it's real important that we give back. And, you know, at my age, you begin to think about what you can do and who helped get you to where you are today. In my case, agriculture is certainly a big piece of the puzzle. You know, several of the things that Food Safety Net does is, one is we support intercollegiate meat judging. That's kind of my background, Randall Garrett's background, many others in the company's background. And, you know, we do a scholarship program where we do $20,000 a year and $1,000 scholarships. Those people will be our customers at some point. Some may be employees, but we're really proud of our scholarship program there. We also are very involved in Bexar County and the San Antonio Livestock Shows. There again, these kids are going to Texas Tech, Texas A&M, agricultural-based schools, and they're eventually very possibly going to be our customers. So it's certainly great advertising, but it's also a form of giving back. And we do some non-agriculture. We are a big supporter of MD Anderson. MD Anderson is one of the top, if not the top, cancer hospital center in the world. And we, if ever we can help any of you with a cancer issue, we're happy to introduce you to MD Anderson. We know them well, and it is literally one of the best in the world. Good, bad, or indifferent, we've had plenty of experiences there, and they've all been very, very positive. So that's another area that we give back. One of the most recent ones that we did was donated some money to the Borlaug Institute at Texas A&M. And I just want to tell you a little bit about it. It's really a neat institute. Elsa Morano, Dr. Elsa Morano, who is on our board of directors, leads the Borlaug Institute. Norman Borlaug was a incredible man. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in crop genetics and developing the right genetics of different food crops and grain crops that would work primarily in Africa. And just an incredible man. And I just want to read you a little bit about the Borlaug Institute real quick. Their mission is a university-based organization at Texas A&M University System dedicated to continuing Dr. Borlaug's legacy by helping to elevate smallholder farmers out of poverty and hunger through agricultural science. Who are we? Originally founded in 1984 as the Office of International Programs, the Borlaug Institute was renamed in 2006 and continued to carry on the legacy of its namesake, the late Nobel Peace Prize laureate, Dr. Norman E. Borlaug, by playing a key role in fighting world hunger. And they have 7 elements of the Borlaug legacy that's really cool. Prevent conflict by addressing poverty and hunger. Employ agricultural science to address poverty and hunger. Take it to the farmer. Engage in an interdisciplinary approach. Encourage effective governance and sound policies. Promote youth development. Act more and talk less. I really like that last one. But it's a pleasure. We're going to do more with Elsa and the Borlaug Institute because it's really a neat organization, and we're really proud to be a supporter of the Borlaug Institute. Okay, now we've got some fun stuff. Let's see if I missed, well, I got a couple other talking points before we move to our Employee of the Year winners and new idea winners also. Okay, let's talk about the Michael Cutler Memorial Award, Road Warrior Award for 2020. As you guys know, Michael Cutler was taken from us in a tragic accident between the Cargill plant in Greeley in Colorado and our Greeley lab. And we named this award after Michael. And this year it went to Kenneth Terry. Kenneth is a courier in Atlanta. He drove 123,000 miles in 2020 with a 97% safety rating. Incredible. It's really, really cool. Guys, I can't tell you enough how we need to continue to manage safety. It's a vital issue. We've had two major accidents over the past 5-6 years. One was our fault, one was not. In Michael's case, it was not. Two deaths in Michael's case, and in the other case, the gentleman was supposed to die. They actually pulled the plug, and he lived. So anything that we can do to improve safety, we're going to do. Sarah and I actually met yesterday on the subject, so we're going to continue to tweak things. We certainly don't want to restrict you from a non-practical standpoint in driving, but when you're in a company vehicle or you're on company business, you've got to abide by the safety rules. And we're going to continue to try to improve that. The two areas that I'm most concerned about, and there's lots of them in safety, is driving and chemistry, and where we have a lot of volatile chemicals. So we've got to really watch both of those, as well as all areas, but certainly those two. A couple of things, just to give you some results of last year. You know, we have a 401k program where we will give you up to 3% of your salary. So, guys, it's free money. And at some point, you need to think about saving some money, and for a rainy day or for retirement or whatever it might be. In 2020, Food Safety Net Services gave back to the employees $690,000 in the 401k. So it's not chump change for a medium-sized company. So, and our goal is to continue to do the 3%. We stopped it once in the past 15 years. And when the recession was really bad in 2012, 2011, somewhere in there. But other than that, we've continued to do so, and our goal is to continue to do so in 2021. We also gave out $1 million last year in the gift cards at the end of the year. Our seniority awards are 3, 5, 10, 15, and 20-year seniority awards, and also in our bonus program. So $1 million came out and went back to employees in one of three of those fashions. Another item we did was our education program. We gave back, we spent $100,000 on helping you get your degrees and taking courses. So, we're not a big company, and sure we could do more, and sure we have to compete with these big companies on benefits, but we have a lot of good programs, and there's a lot of companies that have none of this stuff when you're talking a $100 million company. So we're proud of it. Can we do more? We're continuing to look how we can help you and do better, but just wanted to give you an update on that. Okay. Oh, by the way, on the COVID vaccine, every time you get anyone who gets vaccinated will get a $25 gift card and 1 hour of pay from Food Safety Net. So keep that in mind. you know, if you're running low on grocery money, go get vaccinated and you can pick up $25. All righty. Let's go to the best idea contest winners. So, you know, you've heard me talk about this, and we need to hear from you guys in the trenches, and we shouldn't have to even do this, but it's a format and an incentive for us to think and for you to give us some thought and idea. And had a great set of suggestions this past quarter, and wanted to go through the ones that, is this for the quarter or for the year?
For Q4.
This is for Q4, okay. So the winner in Q4 was Tiffany Marshall. Second place, Tyson Schilling. Third place, Jamie Whitley. Fourth place, Kaushik Patel. Fifth place was Kimberly Phillips. Sixth place was C. Lohr. Seventh place was Andrea Hines. Eighth place was Betty Alford. Ninth place was Bobby Wursima. In 10th place was Eva Oribio. Help me with this. Oribio. I think it's Oribio. Have to roll my R's there. But thank you guys for those great suggestions. It's really, really good stuff. We're going to be taking each of them and reviewing them and maybe having further discussion with you on your thoughts and hopefully implementing them. It's really good to have grassroots suggestions because you guys are in the trenches and we do miss stuff at this level, so don't hesitate. And don't forget, we've already started our first quarter, and you know, we're down into the first quarter suggestions and new ideas, and I'm not sure if it'll close by the 1st of April or certain. I think it'll close 1st of April, so you got a couple of weeks to get your ideas in. I mean, why not? You pick up, you know, $300 was first place, and $200 was second place, $100 was third place, and all others got $50. So, you know, again, you're short on money. Use what God gave you between your ears and give us some ideas. Okay. Let's go to Employee of the Year. Boy, this was tough, guys. It was really, really difficult. All the suggestions, all the applicants that you guys selected, from the labs to auditing to Lab Plus, corporate, throughout the system, excellent, excellent candidates. And I tell you, the team worked a long time. Our board of directors worked on this for a very, very long time, and it was very difficult. But I'm going to start with third place and go up to first place. In third place from Phoenix is Riley Grapentine. Riley started 10/24/2017 as a login technician, promoted to media technician 11/7/2017. Phoenix management comments, Riley's communication and constant reliability is extremely impressive. Our media lead was out for 1 month during this time. Riley maintained the media department on a lead level. He will always be a huge asset to FSNS due to the communication, diligence, desire to learn, amazing trainer, and explains media in incredible detail to all new staff. Congratulations, Riley, and thank you for all you do. And you got a heck of a mentor in media in Phoenix, and so that's just what a great team you guys have in Phoenix and media. Thank you for everything, Riley. Let's go to number 2. Number 2, San Antonio, Jaleh Darshad. Jaleh started in 7/22/2016 in chemistry. She was promoted to log in July of 17, and then she was promoted to log in lead July 1st of 2020. According to Katie McLean, Jale has worked in a couple of different positions and departments within FSNS. Is most at home within our login team. She brings joy to our morning huddles and is always willing to be friendly FSNS face. Jale is good at identifying processes that can be easier and is famous for saying we need to fix that. And it's interesting, I just told this team that it's as good as it's ever been in San Antonio login, and I'm in there quite a bit, picking up stuff, and this group has done a great job, and Jale is one of the ones leading it, and congratulations for being one of our employees of the year. Okay, drum roll, first place. Anybody have any guesses? Okay, well, again, it was really, really hard and very, very difficult. The first place winner from Greeley is Kayla Rule. Kayla started October 1st of 2018 as a micro technician, promoted to Path Lab Analyst June of 19, Senior Microbiologist in June of 20, Path Lab Lead August of 20, Lab Supervisor December of 20. According to Julie Tritt, Kayla is always going above and beyond to ensure our clients are happy at all times. She comes to work daily, ready to go to work, ready to give it her best and strive for perfection. She understands what it takes to get a department organized and understands that communication is also key to strong teamwork. This is a great story, guys. Here you have Kayla walked in here, probably pretty green, in October of 2018. And really, in just a little over 2 years, she became a supervisor. You know, and I don't know, I can't tell you it's anything we truly did, but she wanted to do it, and she did it. And she earned it, and now she's Employee of the Year. And thank you, guys. You have a wonderful team in Greeley. We just don't have many issues there, and congratulations, Kayla, on being the Employee of the Year. And let me tell you guys, so Kayla gets $3,000, Jale gets $2,000, and Riley gets $1,000. So again, got some extra spending money. Congratulations to all you guys. It's pretty cool. And again, it was really, really tough, but it's been fun. And thank you guys for submitting those comments, and thank you for everything you're doing. And congratulations to the 3 Employees of the Year. Okay, let's move to the town hall questions. Jackie, do we have any others?
Yes, we received one.
Okay, what do you got?
It's from Tyson, ops manager in Omaha. He said, there have been 2 times this year I have feared for the safety of our couriers on the road due to weather conditions. Is there any way we can discuss with our customers the safety of our people or help them get hazard pay or something extra for risking their lives for customer samples?
Well, it's a really good point. I think for sure we need to talk to our customers, and that's certainly an option. Some of the challenges are we might have bad weather at our lab, and they don't have as bad weather at the plants, so they're still expecting us to pick up. Are there other things that we can do from a safety standpoint? Absolutely. And I don't know if James McLean is on the phone or not, but we need to get with James and see what else we can do. You know, you're absolutely correct. And I think, you know, only the very, very experienced drivers should be taking on in a snowstorm. You know, if you're from South Texas and you're driving in a snowstorm, it's not going to work. But if you grew up in Minnesota and you're used to it, you know, you're less likely to have an issue. So there's certainly one possibility? How experienced is that driver that we're placing on the road? Could we use, if it's that much of a risk, is there a third party that we could look at that might have more experience? Do we need to look at our vehicles? You know, so there's a lot of things we can do. So we will take that in consideration. I'll get with James, and we will definitely look at what else we can do, because we got a really bad storm coming to Greeley in the Midwest starting tomorrow and tonight. So it's another challenge, and hopefully it's on that the storm's over by Monday and the plants continue to operate, and we're just have very few pickups on Saturday and Sunday when it's really bad. But very good point. Let us look at it further. We do not want to risk anybody in a bad storm, and let us see what we can do to help that situation. Do you have any others, Jackie? Okay. We've got a few here. I have seen some states like Texas move away from the mask mandate, yet OSHA requires employers to protect employees. What do you think we will end up on continuing to wear masks at work? As I mentioned earlier, we're going to continue to wear masks. When you leave the facility, it's up to you. It's a personal decision in the appropriate states. So, but at Food Safety Net Services, it's business as usual, same plan, and as we get more people vaccinated, we'll determine where we go with masks, but we're probably at least 90 days away from changing anything. So it's business as usual, and at some point we're going to, again, enter in or amend our policy, our COVID policy, color-coded policy, and the amendment will be based on how many people are vaccinated in a lab. Next question. In 2021, in our 2022, will FSNS try to buy smaller, single-site food testing labs, or even potentially buy competitors that have more than 4 to 5 locations? We will not be buying a competitor with 4 to 5 locations. We might buy a competitor that has 1 or 2 locations. You know, I wish money grew on trees, and I'd go pick some and buy the bigger ones if they were for sale. But you know what we're really good at, guys, is building new facilities. We've only bought one company, and it's a partnership, and that's the one in Mexico. Everything else is greenfield. And one of the biggest compliments I've had from a competitor, Mansour Samanapur, of all people, he said, you know, there's 2 ways of building a lab business. One is through acquisitions, and one is through organic growth. And we have been almost 100% organic growth. And it's so much better than buying a lab, because our culture is unique. And you're trying to buy someone who has a culture similar to yours. It's very, very difficult. Are we going to look at some more locations or smaller labs? Yes, we're actually looking at one right now, single location. So we'll see where it goes, but yes. And then we're also looking at one, and there's another question down here, that there's also one that we're looking at in Panama and doing a partnership with. And we'll continue to grow with our customers, Cargill, JBS, Schreiber. From an international standpoint, we're going to continue to grow with all of those. So there will be more laboratories coming up. Is FSNS still on track to start testing cannabis products in 2021? I want to say yes. We got a lot of work to do. You know, every time, cannabis is one of those things that it's a bit of a dream list to get going. We're behind, and every time we kind of start to focus on it, some big account slips in front of our face, and we've got to focus on that, because and we've got a couple of massive opportunities in front of us right now that we're working on, and cannabis has slipped a bit, but my goal is that we're testing cannabis by the fourth quarter. We got a lot to do to get there, but that's our goal. Besides adding cannabis testing, what is the next biggest opportunity target for FSNS? Chemistry. We're a small player in chemistry, guys. We're a big player in micro. We have a ton of opportunity in chemistry. That's a huge area that we're going to be growing and have opportunities. The other area, in our auditing division, our on-farm audits, that's a huge growth opportunity for us. Dr. Valerie Smith, who leads that team under Lori Ernst, is doing a wonderful job. We're going to see a lot of growth in that area also. But in the lab, chemistry is certainly the one that's going to grow a lot. We're about to take on pesticides. We're about to take on ractopamine. So those are two major items that are going to add a lot of revenue to our chemistry laboratories. We're also putting proximate analysis in a lot of the labs. Green Bay is going to have proximate analysis. We're putting proximate analysis in Columbus, wet chemistry, and several other locations if needed. So, and by the way, I am looking at the Fresno location. I forgot to mention that earlier. We are going to move some form or fashion, expand either to an additional lab in the Fresno area or move to a new lab, and we're going to get that figured out next week. Okay. What new labs, if any, will open in 2021? What is the status of the new San Antonio lab? I pretty well covered this. We just opened Green Bay. Minneapolis will open this year. Utah will be tight, but that's the goal, is to open Logan, Utah. Hopefully, San Antonio, my goal is to build it. I just got to make it financially feasible. Grand Island is a possibility. And then there's several other labs that may come up with this potential major customer that we're working with today that would add probably 5 or 6 new locations. Are there plans to expand outside of North America? Yes, there is, and it's got to be calculated and careful. You've got to have the right partner. You're dealing in a whole different world, and not every country believes in transparency in lab testing. Some of them are into dry labbing, and dry labbing is filling out a paper and not doing the testing. What result would you like to have? We do not do that, nor will we ever do that. So you have to be very careful. I love international, but we got to make sure we find the right partners. In Mexico, we found an incredible set of partners. Can you provide some details about the partnership with Cierto and Seguro? Is it an FSNS lab? It is an FSNS lab. We are going to be driving consistency between us. We're going to be developing an auditing team through Cierto. It's just a great partnership. It's going to be really good. Just great people. They have 2 customers. Their 2 biggest customers is Mars and Kellogg's. We don't have Mars or Kellogg's. So it's really cool that they have something we don't, and we're going to be helping each other grow the market in Latin America. Last question. With the continuous growth of FSNS, will there be a commitment to invest in better use of technology, i.e. LIMS, Intellects, GP, etc.? Absolutely. Guys, we're behind. We got behind, and it's hard for us to compete with Eurofins and Silicur and these large companies, SGS, Bureau Veritas. They've got, multi-million-dollar IT departments, and they're covering many locations all over the world in different, and not just food testing labs, like The Maru family owns BioMaru and also Maru NutriScience, who is a competitor of ours. So, you know, they're using their IT team in many different areas. So the cost of their IT is much less than ours. But we have to continue to grow. We're looking at a new LIMS system now, are continuing to upgrade what we have. Intellex is going to be gone at some point, for sure. That's going to happen. Great Plains, you know, I don't know that Great Plains is broke. I certainly haven't, no one's told me that. If it is, it's news to me. But if something is better than Great Plains that fits into LIMS and our quality software, absolutely. We're going to look at more technology, you know, scanning in the labs. We got behind with COVID, but, you know, we're going to get caught up with a paperless scenario in the labs and continue to drive technological ideas and efficiency ideas in your suggestions, guys. There's quite a few in here, but that's where it would really help us to continue to drive your new idea, best idea contest. Send us your thoughts on what we can do to improve via technology. Jackie, any others? You got one more? Two more.
Question from San Antonio Path Lab. As we continue to grow in shelf life, are we looking to have a shelf life team dedicated to these studies in the future?
Yeah, I'm going to, you know, that's something that Randall Garrett, who manages shelf lives, will get to, and he'll get with the team. We've come a long ways with shelf life, and we are still in I don't want to say growth mode. We're certainly growing, but we're still trying to get our hands around what's best. We have a lot of discussion on shelf life just over the last couple of weeks. You know, we're trying to drive consistency in the shelf life program. San Antonio is not the only one that does shelf life. Nearly every lab in the company does some type of shelf life. So we are going to continue to look at how do we get more efficient, how do we do a better job in shelf lives, because it's not going to go away. It's a key component of food safety. It's a liability. It's somewhat of a regulated item because you got to put a stamp on there, used by, on retail products. So yes, we're going to continue to look at it and see what we can do and still make money. At the end of the day, you know, we got to do it right, but we're not the government, and we got to make a profit. So what will the market bear, and can we set it up as a separate department? We're going to dig into that and give us a little bit of time to answer that question, but it is on the radar.
One more from Springdale. Is there any update on plans to purchase a new Arkansas lab?
Yes. We are going to either move into another facility with another company, or we're going to move into another lab. And we'll have that decision by the second quarter of this year. And if we're going to go on our own and move into another facility, I'll probably start looking probably in April or May just to see what's there. But the answer is yes. You guys, I was just there 2 weeks ago, and I don't think you can get much more in there. And after hearing what you've got going this week, with Tyson bringing you all those samples and, you know, more tests going on and special items happening, yes, you're maxed out. Thank you for your patience there. It's another Green Bay scenario. We will be moving to another location. We've outgrown it, and it could happen. It could happen as early as the third quarter, and it could be the first quarter of next year, but it's going to happen one way or the other. Well, thank you, guys. I look forward to seeing you. I'm going to be making some labs over the next few months, and don't hesitate. My door is always open. Please send me, email me. You know, if you have an issue, we have an employee hotline, guys, that only Bob Cox, or SVP of HR, and I receive. And if you have an issue that's somebody's improper, or you want us to tell us something confidentially, please use that employee hotline, and we will keep it confidential and manage the situation. So we want you to be happy. We want you to stay here a long time, and we're very grateful for what you're doing in giving Food Safety Net Services a great reputation. It enables us to continue to grow, and just want to thank you for all that you've done. Have a great day, and let me know how I can help you. Take care.